Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Portia and Nerissa. Here we find a new place here. The first scene was in Venice, a street in Venice. Here, the second scene takes place in Belmont. You know, any drama, not only drama, when you see a movie, as far as possible, they take in one scene. When there should be a change of place, we move to the next scene. The scenes are divided like that in the drama also. That is the reason we have small and big scenes. The scene is, the act is divided, the drama is divided into various acts. In this, we have 5 acts in this drama. And each act is further divided into scenes. Some scenes may be long, some scenes may be short. If you have to enact a drama on the stage, how you break it into different scenes, the same thing happens in this drama also. So here, when the scene opens, we find that the lead character, the female lead character is Portia. And we see the scene there. It's Belmont. The place is Belmont. This place is on the hill. And it provides us a refreshing change from the commercial world of Venice. Venice is a commercial place where we talk about business and other things. We talk about stock exchange, all that. Here, we enter the house of, we enter the room of Portia, who is the heroine of the play, you can say, the drama. And there is another character also along with her, that is Nerissa. Portia. By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is weary of this great world. Honestly, Nerissa, my little body is tired of this great world. She feels that she is very much tired. Nerissa, you would be sweet, madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. Yeah, surely, madam, she says. She is a maid in waiting. Maid in waiting for whom? For Portia. So she says, yes, surely, madam. Since if you have many miseries as you have good fortunes, because Portia is a rich lady. She has lot of wealth. When she has lot of wealth, she is very beautiful. She has all good qualities. Then why should she be so tired? Nerissa says, madam, if you have problems also equal to your fortunes, surely a person would surely be sad. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. Yet, as far as I can think, madam, people, those who have too much, are also very sick. For example, when you come to school every day, the whole day you are occupied in the school with various classes. Like you have to get ready, at least you must start getting ready by 8 o'clock. 8:30 you must start at home. You reach school before 9. You're in the class from 9 to 4:10. Then you go home. The whole day you're seated, isn't it? You're really getting tired. That anybody would accept it. But what happens now? What is happening now these days? You're sitting at home. Now and then some videos are posted in the group, and you're watching them whenever you feel like. But what do you feel? You tell your parents, oh, I'm so tired. Whole day I'm busy with this. In fact, when you are in the school, much more you are busy than what happens at home. But the little work which you get comparatively, you don't have to get ready to school. You have your own timing. By 9 o'clock, you may not be ready. In spite of all these things, you feel the little work which you have, with that itself, you are tired. That is quite natural. The same thing happens here. She has so much of wealth, no problem at all, but still she finds she is very tired. So that's the reason Nerissa says, surely, madam, those who have too much, they also feel sick. They are as sick that serve fed. If you're fed too much, you also become sick. When you eat too much, what happens? Maybe your mother prepares a tasty item, something, a dish. That day you eat too much. And maybe that would lead to upset your stomach, isn't it? So, as that starve with nothing, same way you become sick of overeating. And on the other hand, on the contrary, there are some people who don't get food and they become sick. When you get too much also you become sick. When you don't get anything also you're sick. So both the conditions are same. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. She says that it's not bad that you are placed between the two extremes of having too much or too little. That also is a difficult situation. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer. The person who has lot of wealth becomes sick, isn't it? He who has more than enough becomes sick. But competency lives longer. Who has just enough is able to live longer. Like, if you have food to eat, if the dishes are very tasty, you eat more food and you become sick. But if you eat enough food, what is enough for you? That's all. Not more. If you have a control on it, you will not fall sick. If you have too much, you eat too much, you don't have control on your food, and then you become sick. If you eat what is enough for you, then you will not fall sick. You will not have any problem. Like there is a sentence which is really true. Like if you eat your food like medicine, then what will happen? How much we take medicine? We take less as possible, as less quantity as possible. That is always better. Otherwise, what will happen? You have to take your medicines like food, means more in number. So you should have control on your food, your diet. Portia, good sentences and well pronounced. Yeah, good words. You have spoken well. Nerissa, they would be better if well followed. If I just say good words to you, That's not enough. They should also be followed. I give a lot of advice to you now. What's the use of that advice when nobody is following it, isn't it? Portia. If to do were as easy to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches. If you see the previous dialogue, what we have completed, Nerissa's dialogue, you would be sweet, madam. The whole dialogue, please write learn there and learn that by heart. Okay. Now, this dialogue of Portia, what we are going to read, there also you write learn and learn it. If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches. If to do good is as easy to know what is good. If we know what is good and if we do good things, then what will happen? Chapels can become churches. What is a chapel? Is actually a small church. As we have in the school, that is a chapel, a small place of worship. And church is a bigger one. And poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. And poor men's cottages, poor men's houses would become palaces of princes. If you see the word princess, there is an apostrophe after S. Do you see that? This is because prince, princess, princess is a plural word. Like boy, this singular now. Boys, plural now. I say boys cycle or boys book. When I have to write boys book, what do? After boys, I put an apostrophe. I write boys book, means that book belongs to that boy. At the same time, if I have to write boys books, if I want to show that same thing in plural, means all the books belong to all these boys, what should I do there? I should not write BOYS, boys, apostrophe S. No, I don't write like that. That is not correct. What I should do is, I should just put apostrophe and leave it. I need not add S there. Boys, apostrophe. That is understood, that it is, S is there, it is understood. Any word which ends with S, any word, even if it is a name also, if it ends with S, for example, Brutus is a name. Brutus is a name and that ends with S. There, if I say Brutus bag, I don't write Brutus apostrophe S and then write bag. No, I just write Brutus apostrophe, that's all. That is understood that S is also there. If it is clear to you, okay children, otherwise when we meet in the class, we shall go through this point once again. So, chapels would have become churches and poor men's cottages would have become princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instruction. A priest who preaches his own teachings is a good person. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than be one of the 20 to follow my own teaching. I can easily teach 20 people what to do than be one of them. Like, I can tell the children, everybody has to come to school in time. By 9 o'clock, you must be in the class. It is easy for me to say, but it's not very easy for me to follow. Then this is what happens. Excuse me. What happens is, I can tell very easily, be in time. Nobody should be late to the class. All of you should come 5 minutes before time, before 9 o'clock. But what do? I come after 9 o'clock. Because it's easy for me to preach than to practice. Isn't it? So I don't come in time, but I tell them. That's an easy task. But it is difficult for an individual to preach as well as practice. Preaching as well as practicing is not an easy task. So when I preach you something, I must be able to tell you, I must be able to practice also the same thing. Isn't it? If I don't practice, there's no use telling you people. You'll have a question in your mind. Teacher, you don't come in time, but you're asking us to come. You may not dare to question me, but surely this thought will come to you in your mind. But I must not do that. In fact, when I say something to you, I must be able to practice that. I will not have the courage to question you. I will not be able to look into your eyes and question you why you are late if I don't do the same thing. So here Portia, she says, it's easy for any individual to preach, but it is difficult to practice. The brain may devise laws for the blood, but a hot temper leaps over a cold decree. The brain may devise, the heart, the body would disobey. The brain will tell, do like this. Today, I must get up at 6 o'clock. But my body doesn't cooperate. Then what should I do? The brain makes laws, but the body is not ready to accept the laws, is not ready to get up, is not following the rules framed by the head. But a hot temper leaps over a cold decree. The hot temper, the heat of desire. What is the desire I have? My brain says, I must get up at 6 o'clock or I must get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But my body doesn't cooperate there. So what is my desire? My body's desire is to sleep and enjoy. In that case, the heat of desire overpowers the good advice, the laws, the rules which I frame for myself. Such a hair is madness, the youth, to skip over the meshes of good counsel, the cripple. You know, the youthful spirit, a young person's spirit, you can say, is compared to hair. What is this? Rabbit. You cannot keep rabbit in one place. It keeps jumping from one place to the other. It keeps moving from one place to the other. So, such a hair is madness. The youthful high spirits are just like hair. To skip over the meshes, to jump over the nets, mesh net of good counsel, the cripple. What do? They try to jump over the mesh or the net and break the law. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. But this reasoning, but this reason, this logic is not correct, which will allow me to choose a husband. Why she is speaking like this? She is young. Being young, she has her own desires. What is her desire? She is young, beautiful, wealthy, virtuous. Who? Portia, the lead character of the drama, the heroine of the drama. Having all these qualities, she feels that I should get the chance to marry a person whom I like. But what happens is, this young mind makes her feel that I should marry a person whom I like. But there are certain rules laid down by her father, who is dead. He is an experienced man, intelligent person. He knows I should not allow my daughter to get married to whom she simply likes. It's not the what we see. Appearances can be deceptive. What I see is not, it may not be correct. The person should be judged properly before she gets married. And the father is dead. He is not alive. So in his absence also, he finds that she should marry a person who is good in all the ways. She must not get carried away by beauty. And she should not marry a person who is not good. Not good in the sense who is not intelligent, whose heart should be good, who is not carried away just by the external appearance of an individual. So she says, this reason is not enough for me to choose a husband. I cannot do that. I cannot choose a person whom I like. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. Oh God, I don't have the choice to choose a person whom I like, nor refuse a person whom I dislike. She cannot do both the things. She can neither choose a person whom she likes, nor refuse a person whom she dislikes. For what? For marriage. So, is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father? In this way, the will of a living daughter, who is a living daughter? Portia is the living daughter. It is restricted, curbed, restricted by the will of a dead father. Who is the dead father? Dead father of Portia. His father is dead, but he has created certain rules whom she should marry. It is not, is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one or refuse one? None. She says, Nerissa, is it so difficult for me? Isn't it difficult for me that I cannot choose a person whom I like and refuse a person whom I dislike? She has to obey her father. Her father is dead. He has devised a plan. Even if he is dead, things should go on in such a way that she gets married to a person who is good in all the ways. For that, he has devised a plan. What is that plan? We have to see. Nerissa, your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Nerissa says, your father was ever virtuous. He was really a pious person, a person of all good qualities. And when these people, these good men, these pious people, they get inspiration before they die. They know what to do. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised in these three chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you. So what did he do? He has planned. Father of Portia has planned a thing there, a lottery scheme he has. What is that lottery scheme? is there will be three boxes. One box made up of gold, another box made up of silver, and a third box made up of lead. Lead is a very ordinary metal. So three boxes will be there. One is made up of gold, another silver, and another lead. This dialogue of Nerissa also you have to learn, children. Learn there, so that whenever you revise with a pencil, don't use pen to write in your books. So he has revised a scheme according to which there are three boxes, gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you. The one who chooses the correct casket, casket means box, chest means box, okay. Correct casket intended by your father wins you. Means whichever casket your father wishes, that the person who comes and chooses according to his wish, that person will get the chance to marry you. Will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. Will no doubt be chosen by a person who rightly loves you. That person only will be able to choose the right casket, right box, right chest. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come? But what special love do you have for any of these princely suitors who have come already? So let me tell you briefly, before we see this in this drama, that his father has devised a plan according to which three boxes will be there: gold, silver, and lead. Each box will contain something on paper, and something will be there in that. One box will have the picture of Portia. We don't know in which box it is kept. So people will come. We have Swayamvaram in Telugu. We say Swayamvaram. No, so many people come, and the one who, one small test is put, and the one who wins the test will get the chance to marry the girl. Here also the same thing. He has devised one test. Portia's father, the one who chooses the right casket, where the picture of Portia is there, that person will get the chance to marry Portia. So for choosing this, many people are coming one by one. Many noble men, kings, noble people, prince, many people are coming to choose the caskets. So we will see who makes the right choice. So we have to wait to know for some more scenes to come. Then we'll come to know who chooses the right casket. Till then, we have to see how one by one a suitor comes and he makes a choice, whether the choice is correct or not, how many people come to choose, what happens, all that we'll see later. Presently, I stop here. We come to the end of the class for today.